Hey, good morning and happy hump day. Today is Wednesday. Thank you for joining the off ramp. I am your host, Thomas Jason Anderson. Look, there's something going on in the political media space, especially the social media space in America. If you guys have been looking and seeing, there's just been this super hard pivot towards Islam from a bunch of right wing guys in the within the Republican Party in the United States. People are saying that it's because the Middle Eastern countries are paying guys like Tucker Carlson and others to be converts of Islam and to go out there and to push the Islam as a religion. And there's something that I think people should pay close attention to here, because if you're able to see this, then it opens up a door to understanding where the core problem is, uh, not only in the Middle East but internationally with all the conflicts we're having right now. This is actually the core. Like we're gonna today on this episode, we're about to get to the heart of the issue with all of the international shenanigans and all of the different wars and the different battles that are going on. The heart of it is found in looking at these right wingers in the United States and looking at exactly what they're doing. Okay. So if you look closely, right, Tucker Carlson and these other right wing commentators, they're not pushing the religion of Islam onto Christians in America. They're not promoting the religion itself onto Christians. No, what they're promoting to Christians in America and in Europe, okay, is the idea that politically Islam can work with Western civilization, which is based mostly on Christian beliefs. That's what they're pushing. So this is not a debate on the right wing about religion. It's not about getting Christians to convert to Islam, getting, institutions and government entities and political entities in America to become more aligned religiously, spiritually with Islam. That's not what Tucker Carlson and these guys are pushing. What they're pushing is a political answer to the conflicts we're facing in the world today by having Christian or nations in the West that have a lot of Christians in them to embrace the political nature of Islam and to embrace Islamic nations that are trying to engage with the United States politically. This is a political play. That's what this is. This is not a religious play. It's a political play from the right wingers within the Republican Party. Tucker Carlson leading the crew. So when you're looking at it from that perspective and you realize, well, wait a minute, who would want to have a political bond formed between the West and the rest of the world through Islam? Like, why do people want that? Why are people paying Tucker Carlson and others to try to make this connection, this political connection between Western civilization and Islamic led nations in the Middle East? If you try to answer that question, which I've done the research on it and I've come up with my own answer. Okay. My answer to the question of, who would want to create this political, how can I put it, this political jigsaw puzzle? Who would want to create a scenario where the entire world, the all of our economies, everything that we do is based on the West being politically aligned with Islam and Islamic nations? Like, who would want to push that? Why do they want to push it? And what could be the results? And from what I have found, okay, is that this is all coming down to an issue politically between the United States, Russia, China, and Europe. Those are the sides mainly. Now, there are other countries all attached to each side, But there's a political battle going on between Europe, the United States, Russia, and China. And what has happened is the Europeans, the Russians, and the Chinese, okay, have all decided that the way they're going to win this political battle between the United States and them is to use Islam as the glue that connects all of us. Okay. So you've got Russians and Chinese and Europeans, all three. They are the ones who are backing the Islamic nations in the Middle East to make this connection between them and the West politically through Islam. That's what's happening. And so it's not the Islamic countries like Qatar and whatnot who are really paying our right wing guys here in the United States to push this Islamic political agenda. No, it's not really them. It's China, Russia, and Europe who are really pushing this. Okay. And if you look close at which countries in Europe are pushing it, you'll notice like Spain. And if you look back at Tucker Carlson over the past couple years, he's gone to Spain and he's been there to do political shenanigans. If you look across the board, everywhere he goes, you can see that he travels around the world and he connects with the nations around the world who are propagating and pushing this political Islam into the West. That's what it is. So this isn't about Tucker Carlson trying to convert everyone to Islam. It's not about that. What it's about is Tucker Carlson trying to help the Russians, the Chinese, and the Europeans create a bond between all of us politically where Islam is the common thread. That's what's happening. So if you think about it, right, how does America get along with China? Well, right now we're kind of butting heads. Well, Tucker Carlson's coming in to say, oh, well, we can all get along through Islam. That's what's happening. That's what's going on. And so when you look at that, you wonder, well, I look at it and I say, well, there's this guy named Wang Yi in China. He's their head diplomat guy, foreign. He's like their secretary of state or whatever. And he's the kind of guy that would drop a plan like this. It's a very complicated plan. It's one that most people can't really see. That's how he operates. It's how the Chinese operate. And so they're able to create this tension and friction politically in the United States without their fingerprints being on it because they're running it under the guise of Islam. And they're running it through their partners in the Middle East like Qatar and others. Okay. So how this reflects in the real world of things is they've been doing this politically now for a long time. Clearly, these countries have infiltrated our political system here in the United States. They have hijacked most of the right wing of the Republican Party. So Tucker Carlson is in there and his entire crew. Steve Bannon, all these guys, they're all in bed with the Russians, the Chinese, the Europeans, the Iranians. Basically, they're in bed with everyone who wants to make Islam the glue that the political glue that keeps us all together. Okay. And it's a typical kind of Wang Yi kind of thing. But if you look at what's happening, it's not working. And the reason why it's not working is because when you take religion and you try to make it political, you don't it doesn't act as a glue. It acts as a fire. And so these guys, they have a fundamental flaw in their plan. They're trying to connect the world together with this Islamic political glue without realizing that it's not glue, it's fire. And so they're out here burning everything down that they care about, including themselves, with this political fire. And they're not understanding that. And they're getting frustrated. And you can see Tucker Carlson spiraling. Every single time he does his show, he's angrier and crazier by the day. And it's because he can't figure out that, hey, man, what he's pitching is not glue. What he's throwing out there is not going to bring people together. What he's throwing out there is fire. It's going to burn everything down. And so it's not burning everything down because he's contained. But if you look closely, he's burning himself down and everyone around him. Now they're all assuming that, oh, it'll turn around. Don't worry. In the future, it's all going to be, the way we're saying, where Islam is going to be the glue to stick us all together. And it's like, no, it's not. It's never going to be the glue. No religion is ever going to be the glue that brings the entire world together. No religion is going to do that. Every single religion, when used to try to take every human being and put them all under one umbrella, any religion that tries that is a fire. It's not a glue. It's here to destroy. Now, they may have good intent and they may be saying, oh, this is the righteous this or righteous that. But this is fire that these guys are wielding. It is not glue. It's not water. It's not love. Right? So as they continue to burn everything down, thinking that they're just trying to glue it all together, we're going to see their downfall. We're going to see Tucker Carlson and all these right-wing guys. They're going to end their platforms. That's where this is going. They're going to end them. And the reason why is because they don't understand that religion cannot be used as a political tool to bring nations together. It never can. It will never work. You will only create strife, enmity, war, trying to do that. And you can go back throughout history. Look at any nation that tried to use religion to bring other nations together and in line, and just see how it played out. Didn't go so well. I promise you, it never does. And so that's the reason why, right, in the United States, we start off, our Constitution is not a constitution that empowers our government. Our Constitution is a constitution that empowers the people by restraining the government. And so our first provision in our Constitution is freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and how that applies. So that's freedom for us citizens and every human on earth. Actually, by the way, our Constitution applies to every human on the planet. We believe every single human being on earth should be free to speak and to follow any religion they want. That is a right given by God. And our Constitution in the United States, we observe that and we accept that and we put it out there very proudly that that's who we are and that's what we do. It's our first provision in the law that regulates our land, that every human on earth has the right to speak and the right to practice their religion the way they see fit. What that means, though, to the government is, and this is how our Constitution works, it means the government can't get in the way of that. So the Constitution is written to restrain government. And our first restraint put on government is to say, you can't get into religion or people's speech in any way, shape, or form. You're out. Get out. You have no jurisdiction there. That's America. And so when you see Tucker Carlson and everyone else trying to use religion in a political way to connect, to create international treaties and agreements and everything else between the United States and other nations around the world, what he's pushing literally goes against our founding documents. It goes against the first provision of our founding document, the Constitution. We're not supposed to be out here trying to get governments to use religion to do anything. I'm going to say it again. Our Constitution applies to every human on earth, not just us here in America. It is a document that declares to the planet that these are unalienable rights to all human beings. That's our Constitution. And so here we have so-called conservatives running out here and saying that, oh, we need to get religious now. We need our government to be religious. We need America to get more in line with Islam and the Islamic countries so we can have peace and not have World War III and nuclear bombs. And this is the argument. The argument is throw the Constitution away, get the U.S. government involved in religions around the world, and specifically get the U.S. government involved with Islam. So that way the Iranians won't get nukes and blow us up. See, if we get the US government to violate its own founding document and to get all religious with Islam, then the Muslim countries will love us and we can all live in peace then. That's the pitch. It's not going to work because no one in America is going to give up our right to speak and our right to our faith. And we're not going to support our government going around the world promoting Islam for peace. We ain't going for that. We're never going to go for that. It's not American. It's anti-American. And that's how it's going to be. So Tucker Carlson and everyone else on the right who are being paid to do this, by the way, they're fighting a war they cannot win. They're going to lose this. And the reason why they're going to lose is even if they're successful, their success means that the U.S. Constitution is invalid, especially the First Amendment. So that's a loss anyway. So even if they win, they lose. And I don't know if they realize this or even care to realize it. I think Tucker Carlson and these guys are just about money and greed. They're just about, having status and being able to go around the world and be celebrated by people, treating them as if they're gods. This is what they like. And this is their goal. This is why they push the things they're pushing, because they want to continue to enjoy drinking alcohol in Middle Eastern countries that ban alcohol. And they want to be able to celebrate with people who they don't know, but are big names in Asia and other places. Everyone's slapping them on the back, telling them how great they are. This is all these guys live for. That's all they care about. And so for them, it's not a thing to tear the Constitution up and get the U.S. government to be operating on the Islamic calendar of things around the world in order to make peace. Because the guy like Tucker Carlson, hey, as long as it makes him money and he looks good, it doesn't matter. Because he really doesn't believe in anything but whatever it is that he wants personally. And that basically is the common thread that unites everybody in the right wing who support this guy, Tucker. They're all individuals who are in it for the money and in it for the status and in it for the fame. That's it. Everything they say or do is for the money, the status, the fame. And that is it. They're craven animals when it comes to the money, the status, and the fame. They will do anything for it. They will sell their souls for it and already have, right? So this is a losing battle for these guys on the right wing. They're going nowhere. They're trying to, tear up our Constitution. They're trying to get people to unite around the world and come under peace through Islam. When there's no glue in that, that's fire. I mean, it's all nonsensical. But if you look at it through the lens of greed, status, fame, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense because there's just a boatload of money and status and fame to be had in aligning with Islam. There just is. There's a boatload of money for that. And so that's why Tucker is the first guy in line. He's the first guy in the mess line waiting to get that chow because he is probably the greediest of them all. So, yeah, we're going to see how this plays out. But these guys are spiraling down into a rabbit hole that they don't even know that they're in. They're digging pits for everybody else around them, and they're going to be the ones landing them in the end. So I wish them luck, but I do know they're not going to succeed. And the rest of us here in the real world who believe in freedom of speech, who believe in freedom of religion, not just for Americans, but for every human life on earth, we are the ones who will win. And luckily for us, we do have a president like Donald Trump on our side because he's one of the few who would stand up against Tucker Carlson and the rest of these guys. So with that said, guys, have a good day. I really appreciate it. Hey, if you like this content, you enjoy what I'm bringing forth, I'm coming every day. I'm going to bring out some more stuff today, but please subscribe, share, and like. Every single subscription, every single like, every single share is greatly appreciated by me. Comments as well. I really appreciate it. I'm building this thing little by little. We'll get there. So anyway, guys, have a great day. I will talk to you later. Take care.
Now I'ma put it down like that. I'm leaving, I ain't coming back. You don't like the way I act anyway. You really don't have to react. Don't try to change my mind, in fact. Honey, I've already packed all my stuff. We're no longer kids, let's move on. And you are not my kid, so I'm done. Please don't make me pull my gun. Sorry boy, I can't be the one. You know it, yeah. Nothing lasts forever. You know that a change will make it better. You know that nothing lasts forever. You know that, yeah, a change will make it better. There's no one to blame, you see. Maybe we're not meant to be. There are plenty more fish in the sea anyway. Every day's a different thing, so I'm not into wedding rings. It ain't personal, it's the way I think. Yeah. You know it, nothing lasts forever. And you know it, yeah, that a change will make it better.